Vegan meatless collard greens. Oh, so delicious. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. So today's video, I'm gonna give y'all an updated version on my vegan collard greens. Who don't love a good green? Now honestly, I wanted to make some kale greens for y'all because I have only made those one time, but unfortunately the grocery store didn't have any. You can use the same recipe with the kale greens, but they're gone, okay? This recipe will also be updated in my cookbook, the vegan Thanksgiving cookbook, and baby, it's almost that time, so you need to go download that. I'll make sure to link it down in my description. Holidays are around the corner. They're coming and approaching very, very quickly, so go ahead and get your recipe book so that you can have your recipes down pat when the holidays come. And you can shock your relatives on how good everything tastes. I'm starting off with a bag of shredded collards that are already cut, shredded. Okay, if you want to start with fresh collards, you want to use that, you could definitely do that, but see me, I'm not going to be doing that today. I'm not going to be cutting up any type of collard greens, okay? So the first step is we're going to wash these. How I wash mine is I soak them in some apple cider vinegar water. So let's get these clean. So first, what I like to do is wash these in a strainer just with some water and then put them in the apple cider vinegar water. And depending on how big your strainer is, do section. So while the greens are soaking, I like to make a fake bacon grease for my greens because I feel like it gives them the flavor of like meat in the greens. So I'm basically gonna make a marinade that I always make when I make the vegan bacon. Next, we're gonna cut up our vegetables. I am using a green and red bell pepper, and then I'm also gonna cut up an onion. And I'm actually gonna be using only half of this in the recipe. So we're gonna chop these up really fine. Then I'm gonna actually storage the other half. So in our pot, we're gonna put in 1 hefty tablespoon of vegan butter and let that melt down. We're gonna drop our veggies down in there. And we're gonna go ahead and cook these down. Once it cooks down a little bit, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of minced garlic and let that cook down for about 2 minutes. Next, we're gonna pour in our faux bacon grease. Give it a nice little mix and let it cook down for about 1 minute. So next we're gonna add our washed off collards. After I got these out of the apple cider vinegar, I did give them another rinse, and then we're just gonna add them all into the pot. Next, we're gonna pour in our vegetable broth or vegetable stock, whichever you got. I normally do add also in a bouillon cube as well as the vegetable stock, but I couldn't find any in the store, so we're gonna work with just the vegetable broth. We are doing a full carton, which is 4 cups. I did put some broth into the bowl so that we can get those extra bacon juicy. And we're gonna use about another half of a carton of vegetable stock. So we want these to be real juicy, okay? Then we're also gonna add about a cup of water. Next, we're gonna add in our seasonings, and be hefty with these because this is a lot of greens. So I'm starting off with onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and I normally do use Creole seasoning, but I don't have any, child. So of course, use whatever seasonings you think is best for you. I'm also gonna use some Auntie's Very Good garlic seasoning, just a little of that, since I don't have any Creole. Also gonna add in some salt. And about a tablespoon of sugar. A dash of chili powder. Just follow me, okay? Follow me. And a dash of cumin. I'm gonna give this a nice little mix. It may have to cook down some. So you wanna check to make sure your water is filling. I feel like we need to add some more, so I'm gonna add the extra broth in there. So this is 2 full boxes, cartons. Everything down in the water so that seasoning gets down in there. We're gonna stir it once it cooks down a little bit more. So right now, we're gonna put the top on it and let it come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and give it a nice little stir just to make sure you get all them juices all over the place. And you can see the greens are cooking down exactly how they should be. See how it's making more juice and more water? That's exactly what we want. Now once it gets down to this point, y'all, we're gonna add some avocado oil, and I would say about 1/3 of a cup. With like traditional greens, they're oily, right? And I know the oil typically comes from the meat that is in the greens, but hey, we're making vegan mock greens or whatever. So mix that in, and then we're gonna continue to let these cook down.